Do you ever feel like you're wearing a mask at work, hiding your true self to fit in? What if I told you that finding and embracing your authentic voice could be the key to unlocking your full potential? Today on Monday Recharge, we're diving into how you can discover your authentic voice as a professional. And I'll, as always, be sharing stories from my personal journey. So stay tuned. Welcome to Monday Recharge, a special part of Barely Legal in Web3. I'm Jamilia Grier, here with you every Monday to give you a bit of inspiration to help you power through the week. And if you like this Monday Recharge, you definitely should subscribe to my mailing list, where I share insights about my journey in building ByteBow, along with some personal reflections. The link is in the show notes for the episode. Let's get into it. Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of Monday Recharge. Today we're diving into the topic of finding your authentic voice as a professional. Now, this is a topic, like everything that I talk about on the show, that is close to my heart. And of course, I want to share a personal story with you guys to let you know the importance and just really the power of being true to yourself in your career. When I started my career, I often felt like I was playing a role. As a Black woman in a predominantly white and male-dominated field, I felt immense pressure to conform and just to all the expectations around me. And one thing or one aspect of my identity that I struggled with was not just being a Black woman in that space, but it was my ability to speak Chinese fluently. I learned Chinese during my time in college and through various immersive experiences in China. And it was a skill I was proud of, but early in my career, I was so hesitant to use it. I worried that speaking Chinese would make me stand out too much or come off as showing off. And I was concerned about how people would perceive a Black woman speaking fluent Chinese. Now, looking back at it now, I know it seems silly, but 20 years ago, those feelings were very real and very intense. So there was a particular instance that stands out to me. I had just started working at the firm, and I was in a meeting with a potential client who was originally from China. Now, throughout the meeting, I kept silent about my ability to speak Chinese, even though I knew it could have significantly helped in building rapport and understanding the client's need. But, of course, I was just an associate. I was not a partner. I felt funny or weird or strange about speaking Chinese in front of non-Chinese speakers. I had all of these thoughts in my mind and reasons of why I should not speak Chinese at the time. And so after the meeting, I really felt regretful. I felt as though I had done a disservice to myself. I realized that by not using my language skills, I had missed an opportunity to connect more deeply, and even just an opportunity to demonstrate my unique value. So that experience was a turning point for me. I began to reflect on why I was hiding such a integral part of myself. I realized that embracing my authentic voice, including my language skills and cultural experiences, that were separate from being a Black American woman, that, doing that, I could set me apart in the best way possible. It was then that I decided to fully embrace my unique identity and let it shine in my professional life. So from that point forward, when we had client meetings, and if the client was originally from mainland China, and of course if I knew they could speak Mandarin and not Cantonese, I would speak to them in Chinese and I would gain rapport. And it got to the point where I was able to talk to the partners of my firm about starting a China practice group. Huge jump. Finding your authentic voice, it really doesn't happen overnight. I told you that story that happened to me, stemming from almost 20 years ago. So finding your authentic voice, it takes self-reflection, it takes courage, and it takes time. So here are a few steps that helped me, and I hope they can help you too. First, self-reflection. You've got to take time to understand who you are, your values, and what drives you. You can do this by journaling, by meditating, or even by talking with a mentor. That can really help you gain clarity. For me, it's journaling. I try to journal every single morning. I don't have time to do it all the time, but I do make an effort to journal when I can, and I find that to be really helpful for self-reflection. Second, you've got to embrace your vulnerability. Being authentic means being honest about your strengths and your weaknesses, and it means being honest about who you are. Like, don't be afraid to share your struggles and your successes. They make you relatable and human. Third, you get to seek feedback. You get to, only from trusted people, I guess I should preface this by saying, but seek feedback and engage with people who you trust, colleagues, mentors, those that can provide you constructive feedback. They can help you identify areas where you might be holding back and encourage you to express yourself more fully. Fourth, you've got to practice consistency. Authenticity isn't a one-time effort. You got to consistently show up as your true self time and time again until it becomes your second nature. I could say even for me with this podcast, being consistent and showing up no matter how I sound, no matter how I feel, yeah, that's a challenge, but you've got to do it. You've got to do it. And then lastly, you've got to celebrate your uniqueness. This was the toughest part for me, and I'm not going to lie to you guys. It actually still is. Celebrating your uniqueness, recognizing that your unique background and experiences are assets. They are not liabilities. And they provide a fresh perspective that's invaluable in any professional setting. Now, I know when some of you listen to this, you're probably thinking, but Jamilia, really? Even this? Yes. Whatever part of your identity that is unique, that you feel you need to hide, what I'm saying is that is what you need to bring out. And it is such a challenge, but guys, I'm telling you, if you do this, you will feel so much better. And you will be able to show up and have your authentic self in a professional setting and be true to who you are. So you've got to remember that your authentic voice is your greatest asset. It sets you apart and allows you to contribute in meaningful ways. So by embracing who you truly are, you'll find greater fulfillment and success in your career. Thanks, guys, for joining me on this journey today. I hope my story and these tips inspire you to find and embrace your authentic voice. If you enjoyed this episode, please share it with your friends and colleagues. And don't forget to subscribe to our newsletter at jamiliagrier.com/subscribe for more insights and updates. Stay tuned for more practical advice and inspirational stories next week on Monday Recharge. Until then, keep being true to yourself and let your authentic voice shine. Thanks for listening and have a fantastic week ahead. Hey guys, thank you so much for tuning in and listening to today's episode. You know, I appreciate when you guys tune in and the time that you take to listen to the show and support us. And I have one thing that I'd love for you to do that would really help us out, which is rate the show. If you've enjoyed it, make sure you rate it. You can do it on whatever platform you're listening on. That would do wonders for us. And if you really want to be a super fan and really support the show, there's a link below that you can support us and donate a small monthly contribution, which allows us to continue to create great content for you. Thanks so much again. Appreciate you and see you next time.